Hey ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my Pokemon X Let's Play. So the new Pokemon is here, and man is it good. I already beat the game, and maybe a little too loud, so let me turn it down. But yeah, the new Pokemon is really good. Okay, so before I go over the system changes and mechanics, we're gonna watch the intro. Let me turn it up a little bit. I am Augustine Skymore, the Kalos region's very own Pokemon professor. This world of ours is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokemon. Well, yeah, we know. It says these mysterious creatures can be found in every corner of the world. Some run across the plains of its flight to the skies, and others swim deep in something. We live together with these Pokemon, lending our strength to one another and to live and prosper. It says, let's get started with some quick questions. Are you a boy or a girl? Well, I'm a boy, obviously. And what do you look like? Well, I am black after all. Oh, I see. Would you tell me your name? Well, let's just call me, this is one of my real, what was I gonna say now? This is one of my, real life, nicknames. Everyone's calling me it and stuff like that. It's Fry Guy, and nope, Fry Guy 9. There we go. So, yep, so it's Ragai 9 then. Did I get that right? Yes, of course you did. I typed it in. Oh, that's fantastic. Your adventure begins now. You're about to enter the beautiful Kalos region. Go and meet many Pokemon and people and fill your life with something. Now let's go visit the world of Pokemon. Huge fan of Pokemon. I've been with Pokemon since I was like, I don't know, like 5 years old, or even... yeah, since I was like 5 years old. Really huge fan. Okay. And I've been woke up. So now we get to walk around and just stuff like that. So before I do anything else, I gotta save. Yeah, and the saving in this game is insane. So before I go anywhere, you gotta look in the mirror to change your clothes, and bada bing, bada boom, we're ready to go. Yep, got on my pajamas, and you can automatically run too. So don't forget to use that to your advantage. Here's our mom. Morning, Raganine. You sure slept well, all rested up from the move. It's about time you got going. Why don't you step out and say hello to the neighbors? Okay, so now I'm going to go over the system changes. So I'll be doing that in the next clip about now. Okay, this clip is going to be talking about one of the changes in typings, and well, just the addition of the new fairy type. And basically put, the new fairy type was made to balance out the ridiculously good dragon typing, because dragon typing along with steel typing was by far two of the best typings in Pokemon. Now, the fairy does double damage to fighting, dragon, and dark, you know. And the types they do half damage to are poison, fire, and steel, you know. Those resists, well, them being unable to go through poison and steel types is a big one, because, you know, poison and steel types are defensive types. They're known for being defensive, and having to resist the fairy is going to help them even more. Now, the types that fairy resists would be fighting, bug, and dark. The resist to fighting and dark is going to screw up all those Pokemon that have fighting and dark types as coverage moves, and it's going to just screw up those types overall. The resist to bug is, I don't know, I think grass should have resisted fairy, because they live in the woods and little woodland creatures and stuff like that, and it just doesn't make any sense. There's too many resists to bug anyway. Now, the types that do double damage to poison would be, fairy would be poison and steel. And, like, they're known for being defensive typing, so I guess they wanted them to be more offensive. So, I guess that does make sense, because fairies in mythology were weak against, like, poison and stuff like that. You can corrupt their purity, and, you know, they're weak to industry, and it makes sense. Now, the type they're immune to would be dragon, which is quite huge. It's huge. No more choice bands, no more just choice items in general. You know, from a competitive standpoint, you know, dragons are going to be balanced out. New fairy typing ensures that. So yeah, that's just one of the changes I wanted to go over. I'm going to be going over some more in the next clips. So another adjustment that was made to the an adjustment that was made to the steel typing was steel types do double damage to fairies. They take half damage from fairies. And if you look on the defensive type, in the defensive part of this chart, or the types that they resist, ghost and dark types have been removed. So they wanted the steel typing to be a little bit more offensive while kind of weakening their defense, you know, by removing two types, dark and ghost, that they resisted, and they wanted to try to make up for it by adding that fairy resist. And where I see this going is just like this would cause technically dark types and ghost types to be more used, you know, because ghost types only do super effective damage against themselves, you know, and the types that resist them would be dark, and the type that would be immune to it would be normal typing. You know, but since normal types are the second most common type of Pokemon in the series, it kind of makes normal types, you know, maybe used a little bit more to try to counter the ghost typing, you know, and it would make fairy, you know, be used a little bit more, you know, to try to counter the dark types and stuff like that, and it kind of evens out if you think about it. You know, less steel types means less ground types, less fire type moves, less, you know, all those super effective moves against the steel typing. And, you know, it encourages variety with typings, basically. That's another change I wanted to go over, just how they adjusted the steel type, Game Freak did. I'm going to be going over more on some more clips. Another huge change that Game Freak made would be that grass types are not affected by the powder moves. And what I mean by powder moves are moves like Spore, Stun Spore, Poison Powder, and Sleep Powder. They're not affected by it. And that's actually a nice little passive effect, because that means that you'll have an easier time switching a grass type in to other grass types moves. Because like grass types have like usually a same attack type bonus move, 2 coverage moves, and then like a disable move like Stun Spore or Sleep Powder or Spore, you know, to cripple a Pokemon. And being able to switch in on them is just huge. And if you don't believe me, Stun Spore does not work on grass types. I'm going to be showing all the powders that don't work, by the way. As shown here, Sleep Powder does not work on grass types. As shown here, Poison Powder does not work on grass types. Now that that's over with, we can finally go out of the house, okay? And the first thing you'll actually notice is that the way the overworld looks is vastly different. It's really good if you ask me. So, we have some new friends. Welcome to Vanville Town. My name's Serena, I'm your neighbor. And I'm Shauna. Great to meet you. Guess what? We've come to get you. The esteemed Professor Skamor lives here in the Kalos region. I was told he had a request for 5 kids, including us, but I'm a little surprised he knows who you are. You did just move to Vanville after all. We'll wait for you in the next town over, and you know what? We're going to get a Pokemon. Come on, hurry, let's go. So now after you talk to your little bitty friends, or your acquaintances, as I should say, you can quickly look around and just start interacting with the people around you. He says, I really want a Pokemon, then I can go wherever I want. That's nice. You can just talk to them. Science is amazing. You can use communication technology. You can look all over the world for players who are playing at the same time you are, that you can play together. And that's another one of the features I'm going to be explaining. It says a town whose flowers is about to bloom. So you just leave out of this door and just look at that. See the camera? The camera's really good. And after this route, go to Aquacore Town, Hiragana, and this way over here. So before I actually go, I'm going to save because you're going to get your Pokemon, and I want the Pokemon with the nature. You know, I'm like a nature whore. I want the right Pokemon with the right nature. We're just talking about you. Come have a seat. This is the meeting place, Raigai 9. Here, let me introduce you. Everyone, this is Raigai 9. Whoa, Shauna's description was spot on. So Raigai 9, this is Torino. He's got some serious dance moves. And this is Trevor. He never misses a single question on his tests, but he's a little shy. Alright, nice to meet you. You know, I'd feel like we're a closer crew if we call each other by nicknames. Can I call you Miss R. Meister? What? No way. He's Little R for sure. What do you think, Trevor? What? You want me to nickname someone I just met? Shauna, you shouldn't put people on spot like this. Well, maybe something low-key, maybe something like Big R. Why don't you decide what we should call you? I'm gonna pick my own, and just Rudy. One of my other nicknames. Just call me Rudy. And there we go. Okay, you call us by, you want us to call you by Rudy? Yeah, of course. Okay, Rudy fits you perfectly. I'm sure we're gonna be great friends, so I'll call you that too. Hey, can we see the Pokemon now? I want you to meet my new partner soon. I know, right? It was such a cool feeling when Trev and I met your Pokemon. When Trev and I, whatever. Just, no. So now, you have the choice to choose between your Pokemon, and I'm going to be covering their stats in about right now in the next clip. This is Fennekin, the mono fire type. It's a species of fox. Its abilities are Blaze, and Blaze basically raises your the power of fire type moves by 50% when your HP gets below 25% or at 25%. Magician is able to steal another Pokemon's item with an attack move if it hits. So I guess that's pretty interesting. Both abilities aren't really that good. Well, Blaze is better than Magician in my opinion. It all depends on what you steal. Gender, the gender ratio, mostly male. More often than not, it's going to be male most of the time. And when one of those rare events occur, you're going to get a female. So the base stats of this Pokemon, it says, note, base stats for this Pokemon are currently estimates, but should be reasonably accurate. Its HP and attack and defense are not as high as its special attack, special defense, and speed, so it's kind of a decent specially based Pokemon right now with decent typing. So yeah, it's pretty solid for a starter Pokemon. This is Chespin. It's the mono grass typing, and its abilities are Overgrow, which powers up grass type moves if your HP's is at 25% or below. I guess powering up grass type moves is okay, but there's just so many types that resist grass type. It's just kind of situational. Bulletproof, it says protects the Pokemon from some ball and egg moves. Well, some ball and bomb moves, which I don't really see too much use for that ability. I prefer Overgrow over Bulletproof any day. Okay, the egg groups are field. The gender ratio is mostly male. Females are rare. The base stats for this Pokemon is its physical stats are higher than its special stats, but its speed is low for a starter Pokemon, and it comes with all the grass type resists and, you know, weaknesses. So It's unusual for a starter grass, but hey, I'll take it any day. But this is not the starter I'm going to be choosing. So yeah, sorry Chest. This is Froakie, the mono water type. Its abilities are Torrent, which basically is the same thing as Overgrow and Blaze, except it powers up water type moves if your HP is below 25% or at 25%. Its hidden ability is Protean, which is basically the opposite of Color Change. I think it's called Color Change for Kecleon. And it changes type when you get hit by a move your opponent does. You transform, or your type turns into the last hit. Your type changes into the last move your opponent used on you, and Protean changes the Pokemon's type to its last move used. So I guess it could help it like if you have a lot of coverage moves, it can really help you get stab on all your coverage moves, but it's kind of situational and it can be beneficial or, you know, just a hindrance if you don't use it properly. Its gender ratio is lopsided, mostly male. It's rare for a female to come out of an egg or just an encounter. And its base stats, it looks kind of like a glass cannon for a starter type Pokemon. Its speed is really dang good, especially for a starter. So yeah, this thing looks like a glass cannon, you know, low defenses, high attacking stats, and high speed. So feel free to pick Froakie if you want a water type. And yep, glass cannon. Can't take many hits, but dishes out some serious pain. Okay, the Pokemon I choose was Fennekin. And I decided to name it Mozilla, named after Mozilla Firefox, the web browser. So now, I like how the Pokemon automatically comes with a stab move too, which is another nice touch they did. Game Freak, by the way. And my nature is, I'm a calm nature. And if you don't know what calm nature is, I'm going to explain it in the next clip coming up now. So if you don't know what a nature is in Pokemon, it's basically 1 out of 25 of the possible natures a Pokemon can get when you catch it, or the nature it already has before you catch it. It's randomly selected and it's 1 out of 25. And basically what a nature does is affects 2 of the growth rates of 2 of its stats. And the statistic that is blue decreases by 10%, and the statistic that is red is increased by it's increased by 10%. And this also helps like up a Pokemon's good stat, or it helps up their bad stat, so you can kind of cover the Pokemon by, like, you can kind of cover up their weaknesses and stuff like that, or you can help their attacking stats out of their speed or their HP. It's a really interesting mechanic, and you can really help your Pokemon get that 10% boost just by getting the nature you want. So that's, yeah, another good mechanic that was introduced in Generation 3. So yeah, that's how natures work. So now that that's over with, if you don't know what characteristic is, it's basically an individual value. And what an individual value is it basically, it's applicable to all of your stats, but they only give the highest one, or if they all have like the same amount, they'll just give a random one. And what it does is it automatically increases a Pokemon stat by 0 or 31, and it's automatic too. It slowly increases as you go on. So it's a number from 0 to 31, and Pokemon are born with it, or that they automatically have the individual value for them before you catch them. So it's 0 to 31, and basically plus a nature, plus like a 10% boosting nature and max IVs, you can honestly increase the stat just by breeding or something like that, or catching the right Pokemon, or Pokemon with good IVs. So after that, there's some more mechanics I want to explain, but we have a battle. So yeah, it's against her Chespin, so I mean, it's already pretty much decided who's gonna win. I mean, really. She has a Chespin, a grass type versus a fire type. Unless the grass type has coverage, I mean, There's no way she can win. I'm sorry, but you lose. Little girl, no. You can't possibly win. Just no. I'm sorry, but you're fired. You're fucking fired. So get the fuck out of here, Chespin. Wow, I got a level up. Mozilla grew to level 6. And yeah, my Mozilla is the calm nature, which increases my special defense by 10% and lowers my physical attack by 10%. So that's actually a pretty good nature for this thing because I have a little bit more special bulk, which is really good. Says you're amazing. Here, let me fix up your Pokemon. And yeah, your rivals will actually heal your Pokemon after you're battling, which is a nice fucking touch because you don't have to go to the Pokemon Center and heal up your fucking Pokemon, which is really good. Makes it less annoying. So yeah, I'm gonna go home and see my mom. So what did you and your neighbor kids end up doing? Wait 1 second, Regan. Is that a Pokeball you have there? You got your very own Pokemon? Lucky you. How about it? You're a Pokemon trainer too. Now, congratulations. Huh? A letter for me? It says it's from someone named Skaymore. Skaymore, whatever. What could it be? A love letter? Love letter? Wow. What lovely handwriting. What do we have here? A request. Oh, I see. Raga 9, you've barely impacted and all kinds of exciting things are happening. Okay, it says, let's get you and your friend getting ready for your journey. Ugh, the fucking train. You really gotta hate the train. Here you are, Raga 9. I even packed chains of clothes. My, what an unexpected turn of events. It's just like a sudden last burst of speed from a racer in a Rhyhorn race. You made friends. You met your Pokemon. And you take a lap around Kalos. Oh, and don't forget this. Yeah, she gives you a town map. Your mom hooks you up, which is really good. Says, you know how to use a town map, right? Of course. I'm a freaking veteran. I've been playing ever since Generation 1. So now you can basically go on the adventure and you can basically get out of here and do what you want. And this Rhyhorn right here, well, just the Rhyhorn Pokemon in general will actually play a major role in this, not in the story, but when you adventure through Kalos. It appears at one point, and you can actually get on it and ride. Well, you won't be able to ride, but it'll let you get on it. Oh, you're not letting me get on? Fine. Fuck you. I'm off on my adventure, so yeah, definitely fuck you. So, Vanville Route Way. Whatever. Aquacore Town. Yeah, and the music's really good too. So now, I have 3,500 money. And he says, hey, Pokemon trainer, if you set foot in tall grass, a wild Pokemon will pop out. Okay, yeah, I have a Pokemon, so there's no need. I'm going to adjust this right quick. The text speed on fast, battle effects on. I'm going to have it on set, the style. So, yeah, everything's good. Forced save, yeah. Everything else is default. So, Advanced Trail Route 2. So, the Pokemon we're going to be meeting, what's this? Oh, Pidgey. Whatever. I guess I'll show Pidgey's stats. Pidgey is a normal flying typing. Its species, the tiny bird Pokemon. Its abilities are Keen Eye, which prevents your accuracy from lowering, which is, it's okay. I guess if you're fighting a Pokemon that likes to spam Sand Attack, or a Pokemon that likes to spam Sand Attack, then you're good. Tangled Feet, it says raises evasion if the Pokemon is confused. That's just too situational and too gimmicky. It's just, confusion has 50-50 chance of hitting yourself, and it's just unreliable. Big Pecs, it prevents your Pokemon from getting its defense lowered by defense lowering moves, and it's, once again, it's situational. So it gives 1 speed EV, catch rate is 255, base happiness is 70, it's in the egg group of flying, its gender is 50-50, 16 egg cycles, its growth rate is medium to slow, And its base stats, its stats are pretty kind of bad. I guess its stats fit the mold of a typical flying type. Decent speed, decent physical attack, and meta-accord is subpar everything else except for HP, which is pretty average, and has some it has some pretty good immunities to ghost and ground, I guess. The grass and bug ones are I guess they can be used in high level play, but no, electric, ice, and rock just are so powerful, it just offsets this Pokemon's usability. So yeah, it's pretty average as a Pokemon in a flying type. There are better flying types out there. Okay, so now that that's done, let's just get to killing this damn thing. This thing is just, no. Having some fried chicken tonight, just die. Stupid Pidgey, just die. I already know what Pokemon I'm gonna catch anyway, so just die. Get the hell out of here, stupid Pidgey. Thank you, goodbye, goodbye now, thank you, goodbye. You gotta love those Aladdin references. Gotta love them. So we're walking, and a cutscene. It says, oh, hi, Rudy. Come along and catch... Oh, no. There's one thing they should have fixed. Well, I guess it's useful for, like, the newcomers of Pokemon, but for the veterans, it's kind of annoying. You should have the option of skipping it. If they did that, that'd be kind of helpful. So it wouldn't feel like they're hand-holding, or should I say, shoving everything down your throat. Okay. Whatever. There's Bunnelby, and there's Fletchling. Fletchling, he evolved into a pretty good, bird type. I don't want to say what it is yet, and I'll go over it, but not now. So, there's Bunnelby, and Bunnelby has pretty unique typing, as far as I should say, when it evolves anyway. Okay, so, are you done shoving everything down my throat? Okay, yes, it's inside the Pokeball. Yeah, duh. Of course. And she's sharing Pokeballs with us, which is actually really good. Do you think I can catch Pokemon with them? Of course you can. They're Pokeballs. That's what they're meant to do. They're meant to catch and hold a Pokemon in them. What are you gonna say? It says, okay, if I find a cute Pokemon, I'll throw loads of Pokeballs at it. Wow, you don't throw loads, you throw one. Oh my gosh. And they also have an 8-way run too. So a Pokemon isn't. Okay, so it looks like I'll be going over Bunnelby now in the next clip. This is Bunnelby, the mono-normal type, and its abilities are Cheek Pouch, which basically means if you consume a berry, then you'll regain more HP. When you consume a berry, that gives you HP. You need a berry to take advantage of it though, which is kind of stupid. Pickup, it says the Pokemon may pick up items, which, depending on the level, will determine what type of items it can pick up and the chances of it picking up that said item. So let's go down, and nothing's really known about it now. Its egg group is Field, which is useful to know. And its stats are really, well, its stats are actually ass right now. Oh man, even for a first stage evolution, its stats are really bad. So its resists, typical normal typing. So that's it for Bunnelby. Okay, now that that's done, we can proceed to kill this dang thing. So just goodbye, Bunnelby. Just goodbye. Bunnelby, Bunnelby, whatever. Just fuck off. Agility. It's a really good move if you want to get your speed up. It doubles your speed, which is really good if you want to outspeed stuff and start hitting them. Yeah, agility's for you. So, Mozilla grew to level 7, and my special attack and special defense went up by 2 and other shit. Really good. Okay, we're going to be going into the forest, but when two trainers' eyes meet, a Pokemon battle must begin. Yep. Pretty much. Okay, yeah, Zigzagoon, which is based off of Raccoon, and I'll go over its base stats now. Here's Zigzagoon. It's the tiny raccoon Pokemon. It's a mono normal type, and Its abilities are Gluttony, which encourages the early use of a held berry, which is about probably 50% of your HP, I think even more, then it'll eat the berry. Pick up, which I explained in the last video, you just pick up items and your level will determine the type of item you pick up. And quick feats are really situational ability, but if you get status, it boosts your Pokemon speed by 50% if there's a status problem. So if you get burned, I'm not sure if confusion really counts. I think that's a Sfudo status condition. I'm not sure if it's a main one, but I think burn, paralyze, and poison and badly poisoned are the main status conditions. So if your Pokemon gets status, your speed gets increased. It yields 1 EV. Its egg group is filled 50-50 female or male. Growth rate is medium to fast. Base happiness is 70. Catch rate is 255. Its base stats are pretty bad if you ask me, especially its attacking stats, and its speed is the only decent stat for a first evolution of a Pokemon. Since it's a mono normal typing, it's weak to fighting and it just is immune to ghost, and everything else is neutral. I'm going to do myself a huge favor and just burn this damn thing. Just die, Zigzagoon. You're pretty worthless, man. You're still worthless. Its evolution is good competitive battling though. Like, it has extreme speed and it's one of the few Pokemon in the game to learn extreme speed and get some attack type bonus off of it, which makes it better than a lot of other extreme speeders. But still, it's just whatever. I didn't know your Pokemon were that strong. Well, yeah. So now I'm going to be going into the forest, but unfortunately I have to cut this part short. So if you like this, comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see everybody later, and all my subscribers later. Peace. I'm going to save before I go. Anyway, peace.